Today we're breaking down and counting up Freddie Porsche's watch collection. He's the son of Dr. Wolfgang Porsche and the nephew of F.A. Porsche, the guy who designed the 911.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I got into watches with this one. That was the first sort of grown-up watch that I had.
So that's a 16710 GMT master.
Yeah, Pepsi.
Set you back around $15,000. This one is actually as beat up as his actual watch.
Shortly after my dad gave me this one, which is the 25-year anniversary of Porsche design, which back at the time I was 3, so he put it somewhere safe. And when he felt I was old enough, he just gave it to me on a random day, not even like birthday or something. I think maybe I said something that made him think I'm grown up now. I don't know. And he gave it to me, and that was sort of the first watch that I felt I could wear on a daily basis. And sort of, it still to this day gives me sort of a feeling of being home. Or
you can pick up a 25-year anniversary Porsche design watch for around $4,000, $4,500. That's the new version.
We took a lot of like different inspirations, so that watch has never been exactly like that.
Right. And then you've got the black controls.
We got the
Already sold out. It was originally sold for around 9,000 euros, but on Chrono 24 you can pick them up for around $8,000 US.
And what came second actually is the compass watch that I bought on eBay. I think it was a steal back in the days, and it's not the most perfect edition of it, but I think it's such an epic design and such an iconic thing.
I mean, it weighs nothing.
Yeah.
And then you're looking at time and date, a moon phase, and a compass.
You already want it, and I already want it. $2,700. It's a crazy looking watch, especially the moon phase on top. It's the watch design freaks get, you know.
Or some of the watches represent a certain moment in time. And for example, the reverso obviously is a very special piece for me. I immediately fell in love with it. I love that you could just like flip it over.
It never gets old.
It never gets old. And also the way it sort of clicks in afterwards.
2016 edition of this watch. So that's the exact layout and the clicks, and it's nice and gold on the outside.
What drew you to this?
What does not?
Brutalist and
it's
amazing.
brutalist. It's big. It's loud. It's completely scratched already. I mean, even when I bought it, it was already kind of used like it is.
A Ploprof with no scratches is like a race car that doesn't have any dirt or dust on it. It's
Costs around $7,000, and all of them are properly beat up. Like there is not one like kind of new on the market. But the button is on the right side, and on his watch the button is on the left side. So either it moves somehow or something else happens.
And then these just got me because they were so different. And I've not seen an example that was so cool like this one, because it has the whole patina, and like it's a quartz, but I think it doesn't matter.
I think it might arguably be more interesting being solid gold and quartz. Yeah.
I think so too. And it's a dress watch.
And it's $20,000 for a watch with quartz movement. And this one is in lady size. I don't know if they actually made like in men's size.
It's a military dial from 2011. I think they did it before sometime.
I think it was they had early versions, and this was like a special edition.
Yeah, and it's also a small one, which I love, and it has the logo, and it's just a weird combo of putting
Weirdest royal logo I've seen in my life, and there is one on eBay. No one probably wants it, and no one probably wants to buy it. There is one for $30,000 right here. If you want to be like out of the norm, like weird guy type of bid, this is the watch you get.
and it says competitor on it, so I think that's like a nice little tweak, and I think it's a super cool watch. I think Chopard as a brand is also
Pretty underrated.
underrated.
Chopard has been printing watches for this race for the last like 40 or 50 years, maybe even more. But to get a competitor watch, that's really cool. The only special thing about this one is that it says competitor, really, because that means you drove to the race instead of just getting one from the store.
Story, and it's an absolutely gorgeous watch. Give us the background on this Eterna, because you have a family connection to Eterna as well.
Yeah, so Eterna was like after Orfina did it and IWC, Eterna became the production company or the watch manufacturer behind the Porsche design Chrono 1 and also other Porsche designs. And my uncle invested in Eterna afterwards and sort of designed watches with them as well. And the Contiki is one of the last watches he designed. And I saw that on my dad. My dad was sort of wearing that. It was probably the watch that he wore the most for a long time.
He said that the watch is hard to find. There is one in very good condition for around 12,500 euros, which is like 16 grand US. And even me, who never heard of Eterna to this day, I think this is a great design. This is a great watch. Kind of a show-off watch, but not really. And this watch just amazed me. Like what's going on with the pricing on this particular watch.
The story behind that. It's the first time that I've actually like had one in my presence that wasn't like the brands or like at a presentation or something. And
see, I thought they're like available, but there are none on the market.
it's a kind of an arresting design.
I saw this on Hodinkee actually for the first time, and I thought to myself, how do I get this watch? Like, what is this? It's so unlike everything I've ever seen. And it's like, I mean, even now, it's looking at it, you see that like just how this thing works, like how the strap holds onto it and everything. It's just an incredible watch.
This is the Cartier Crash, and that the AD, you can get it for around 36,000 US, something like that. But they make like one per year, I think, or something like that. Like the one that is actually for sale and with pricing is around $250,000.
It's basically exactly the original. So they didn't really have all the sketches anymore. So it took like I think a lot of work to bring it back to exactly the same looks that it had back in the days. But it even has 1,000 kilometers. They improved little bits and pieces. So for example, we have the German and the English.
Oh, the double day wheel, yeah.
Which is cool because
If you're not a fan of like old watches, this is just the remake of the exact old watch.
yeah, it's as you said, it's the Automobiliamos Delta version or Futurista version, and it even has the little car on the on the second hand going around in
I
circles.
love this little car. Immediately as a man, I'm like, I want this. I want this car. I need this car in my life. It actually costs a lot of money to get this car. Like it's around $3,000, but it comes in this weird box and this like rugged watch. And there is this little cute car in there, which is amazing. And I love it and I want it. And there is one for sale on eBay. So if you have the means, go get it. Somebody buy it.